Friends from the media, good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference of MFA. First, I'd like to make 3 announcements. At the invitation of President Xi Jinping, King Felipe VI of Spain will pay a state visit to China from November 10th to 13th. The 8th China International Import-Expo, also known as CIE, will be held in Shanghai from November 5th to 10th. Georgia Prime Minister Kobakidze, Serbian Prime Minister Makot, Speaker of House of Representatives Niger Tatudin, and President of the National Council of Slovenia Lotric and other foreign leaders will attend the opening ceremony of the CIE and related events upon invitation. At the invitation of Member of Political Bureau of CPC Central Committee, Foreign Minister Wang Yi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Estonia will visit China from November 4th to 6th. Now, I welcome your questions. Thank you, Mr. Spokesperson, CMG.
A follow-up on His Majesty King Philip VI's visit to China, could you share with us the arrangement, China's views on its current relations with Spain, and China's expectation of the visit? This is His Majesty King Philip VI's first state visit to China after his enthronement and another visit by Spanish king to China in 18 years. The visit is of great significance. During the visit, President Xi Jinping, Premier Li Qiang, and Chairman of the NPC Standing Committee Zhao Leji will have talks and meet with him respectively. They will exchange views on bilateral relations and international and regional issues of mutual interest. Spain is a major country in the EU and China's important strategic partner in Europe. Under strategic guidance of the 2 leaders in recent years, bilateral relations have maintained high-quality development. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the China-Spain Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Through His Majesty King Philip VI's visit, China stands ready to work with Spain to cement traditional friendship, expand cooperation, have closer exchanges, strengthen coordination, and score more progress in the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, so as to deliver more tangibly for the 2 peoples and inject more stability and positive energy into a turbulent and volatile international landscape.
Shenzhen TV. China recently announced that it would host next year's APEC Economic Leaders meeting in Shenzhen. Can you brief us on consideration of the decision and host city, and what's China's expectation of the APEC chairmanship in 2026? As the 23rd APEC Economic Leaders meeting draws to a close, we're about to enter the APEC China year. President Xi Jinping solemnly announced that China would host the 33rd APEC Economic Leaders meeting in Shenzhen in November next year. It will be the 3rd time for China to host APEC. From Shanghai to Beijing to Shenzhen, China is playing a more robust role and making greater contribution to APEC, which speaks volumes about China's commitment to leading Asia-Pacific cooperation, practicing multilateralism, and supporting regional economic integration. As a trailblazer in China's reform and opening up, Shenzhen is a miracle in the world history created by the Chinese people and an important window showcasing China's commitment to the mutually beneficial strategy of opening up. We are confident that Shenzhen will deliver a spectacular gathering for the world and look forward to welcoming all sides in Shenzhen next year. Global Times.
To follow up on Estonia's foreign minister's visit to China, how does China view its current relations with Estonia, and what's China's expectation? We welcome him to visit China. The 2 countries enjoy traditional friendship. In recent years, bilateral relations have generally maintained steady development. China attaches importance to developing its friendly and cooperative ties with Estonia. Through the visit, China stands ready to work with Estonia to respect and treat each other as equals, strengthen communication, enhance mutual trust, expand cooperation, and move forward bilateral ties on a sustained and steady track.
China Central Media.
China News Service. Last week, President Xi Jinping met with Canadian Prime Minister Carney in Zhengzhou. This is his another meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister in 8 years. What's China's comment? On the afternoon of October 31st, President Xi Jinping met with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney on the sidelines of the APEC Economic Leaders Meeting in Zhengzhou, the IOK. They reached important common standings and made strategic guidance on further improving bilateral relations. Through this meeting, China stands ready to work with Canada to resume or restart exchanges and cooperation in various fields, move forward in solving the specific economic and trade issues of mutual concern, bringing bilateral relations back to the right track of sound, stable, sustainable development, and deliver more tangible benefits to the two peoples. 法新社，特朗普昨天表示，中方正在秘密进行核试验，中方对此有何回应？
作为安理会常任理事，
As a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council and a responsible major country, China always embark on the journey of peaceful development, and we uphold the principle of not to use the nuclear weapon first and use nuclear weapon for defense. We like to stand ready to work with all parties to uphold the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty and uphold the non-proliferation regime and disarmament. We hope the United States will uphold the moratorium on nuclear testing and uphold the global strategic balance and stability, and may take concrete actions to uphold international disarmament and non-proliferation regime. Next question, please.
谢谢发言人。湖北广电记者提问：中
Hubei Telecoms. China's unilateral visa-free policy to some countries will expire at the end of the year. Will the policy be extended? To act on the spirit of the fourth plenary session of the 2016 Central Committee, expand high standard opening up, and continue to facilitate cross-border travel, China decided to extend its visa-free policy to France and other relevant countries to December 31st, 2026. China will also give visa-free treatment to Sweden from November 10th, 2025 to December 31st, 2026. For more specifics, please follow the information released by the Department of Consular Affairs of the Chinese Foreign Ministry and Chinese embassies and consulates. Next question, please.
梧桐社，上周，包括中国、巴西和其他几个全球南方国家在内的和平之友小组再次呼吁在乌克兰实现停火止战。乌方多次表示愿停火，但被迫继续防御俄军进攻。俄罗斯是中巴的亲密伙伴，但无视中巴等国停战呼声。中巴等和平之友小组成员是否直接向俄罗斯呼吁停火止战？因为俄方继续其侵略战争。The Group of Friends for Peace on the Ukraine Crisis was set up to call for ceasefire, promote talks for peace, and create an atmosphere and accumulate conditions for peace. Since the establishment, the Group of Friends has played a constructive role for the political settlement of the crisis and will continue to do so to that end. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。北京青年报记者提问。
Beijing newspaper. We have learned that China has agreed to resume group tours of Chinese nationals to Canada. What is your comment? After taking into consideration China's tourist needs for traveling overseas into the local traveling environment and other factors, China decided to resume group tours of Chinese nationals to Canada operated by tourist agencies. We believe this will further promote people-to-people exchanges between the two countries and enhance mutual understanding and friendship between the two peoples. We stand ready to work with Canada to make cross-border traveling easier and hope that Canada will work in the same direction and provide a safe and enjoyable traveling environment for Chinese tourists. Next question, please. Thank you.
The paper is reported that the rapid support forces in Sudan killed around 2,000 civilians in al-Fashir, capital of North Darfur. The UN, the Arab League, and the African Union are closely following the humanitarian situation there and condemn the act, was China's comment. China closely follows the situation in Sudan and condemns acts against the civilians. We hope Sudan will end the conflict as soon as possible, ease the humanitarian crisis, resume the political process at an early date, restore peace and stability, and achieve reconstruction and development. Next one, please.
Thank you, AFP.
法新社贝森特昨日表示，美方可能会对中国加征关税，如果中国继续对于稀土出口进行管制。中方对此有何评论？
关于这个中国的稀土。
Regarding China's rare earth export control system, the competent authorities have repeatedly issued our position, and I believe the results of the China-U.S. Economic and Trade Negotiation Team in Kuala Lumpur showcases that negotiation and dialogue is the right way. Suppression can not help to solve the questions. The priority is to implement the important common understanding reached by the two heads of states to inject more certainty into the trade cooperation between two states and world economy. Thank you. Next question.
路透社，菲律宾和加拿大周日签署了协议，允许两国武装部队在对方领土上进行训练，其目标之一是打击中国在南海的军事活动。外交部对此有何评论？ China always believes that countries' defense and security cooperation should not target any third party or harm their interests. To flex muscle and start confrontation in the region doesn't help the regional peace and stability.
下一个问题。
Next one, please. Any more questions?
那好，今天的记者会到此结束，谢谢大家。
If not, then let's call it a day.